One time there was a man who was engulfed with a lot of negativities, with a lot of bad habits, a lot of attachments, and he had heard that close by in a forest there lived a sage, and the sage would offer solutions to the problems and the issues that you were going through. With a lot of anticipation to improve, to work on himself and pull himself out of these negative habits and attachments, he made his way to the forest. There he saw a sage sitting under a tree. This man came and offered his pranams, his obeisances to the sage, and knelt down in front of the sage, and looking up towards the sage sitting on this platform under a tree, he asked the sage, "Sir, I've come all the way from the village close by. I'm completely overwhelmed by these negative attachments, completely carried away by my bad habits. There's not one wrong thing that I don't do. I'm practically into all these wrong things, but I know it's wrong for me. I know it's bad for me. I know it's detrimental to my progress, to my overall well-being. How do I actually come out of this negative attachments and this situation?" The sage said to the man, "Stand up." The man stood up. The sage said, "Now pick your right leg up into the air and hold it there." The man lifted his right leg and held it in the air. The sage said, "Now pick your left leg up into the air and hold it there." The man said, "Hey, wait a minute. My right leg is already up in the air. How can I pick my left leg up into the air? If I pick my left leg into the air, I'll fall down, won't I?" The sage said, "All right, no worries. I know you can't do it." The sage said, "Now can you see that branch of the tree above your head? I want you to now put your right hand above your head and hold that branch which is above your head." Now, the branch was not very much into his reach, but not completely out of reach. So the man went on his toes, really kind of struggling, and held that branch with his right hand. The sage said, "Now I want you to pick your left hand up and hold that branch with your left hand." The branch was a little higher from the left hand side, and he kind of really was practically on his toes as he held the branch with his left hand. And now that he had held the branch with his right and his left hand with both of his hands, the sage said, "Now I want you to lift both of your legs in the air." Very easily, the man picked both of his legs in the air and was practically swinging back and forth, enjoying the swing, the effect of the swing that he was having in front of the sage. The sage looked at the guy and said to him, "When you're trying to deal with your negative habits, give them up and try to deal with your attachments and get yourself uprooted from these attachments. It's like trying to put both of your legs in the air without holding on to anything higher. Now, when you put both of your legs in the air and pick yourself both the legs in the air, well, the only one thing that will happen is you fall down. So just like you cannot lift both of your legs in the air unless you can't lift both of your legs into the air, similarly you can't just give your negative habits and attachments by themselves." The sage went on to say, "But just as soon as you put both of your hands to a branch which was higher, a branch which was above you, you could now bring both of your legs in the air." Similarly, the sage said, when you try to connect to something which is higher than you, which is above yourself, that connection to something higher than you gives you such an incredible experience of joy and positivity. It is based on that experience of your connection to something higher than yourself that you can pick both your legs up, that you can actually pick yourself up from your habits, bad habits. You can pick yourself up from your negative attachments.